First of all, I want to draw your attention to the program on page 17. We have honorable mentions that we've identified there, and if some of these people are in the house, I would please ask you if you can stand to be honored. There's one. Great. Ladies and gentlemen. Oh, there's one here. Very good. The Daughters Year public nominations were invited during the spring, and then an independent jury reviewed all of the submissions. And of course, it must have been a very, very difficult thing to do. And I would also ask you to take a moment when you get a chance to take a look on page 8 for more extended information on the bios of each of the Daughters of the Year. I now would like to call up Sarah Hoffman, the Edmonton Public School Board Chair, to say a few words on behalf of the selection jury.
Thank you, Louis. First of all, if you're a daughter in the audience and you think that song that Sarah just sang was about you, put up your hand. I hope it was every daughter in this audience. Thank you very much. That was beautiful, and I think it's inspiring, and I know that all of us as daughters have the ability to change the world. And I want to thank all of the sons who are here for acknowledging that as well, and for making sure that you take this time to recognize the special daughters in your life. I also want to thank, on behalf of the selection committee, one of the strongest feminists I know, and that's Jim Gurnett, who is here in the room. Who approached me as a woman who's involved in making sure that we have top quality educational opportunities for women in our city. And I think it's really important to recognize that school boards are a separate and distinct order of government because we are committed to the importance of public education and the power it has to change the world. And thank you. So I'm really proud as one of the committee members. Not only was I part of the committee, an educational stakeholder, but we also had a leader in the Edmonton Police Service. We also had a leader at the University of Alberta and a leader in the arts community. So it was a really lovely group. I felt very honored to be a part of it. And while it was hard to choose specific women to honor this year, it was not hard to read through the packages that were prepared because they were so inspiring. We had several daughters who had a vast experience of commitment to social justice, commitment to the arts, commitment to making sure that they helped other daughters in our communities across Alberta have the opportunities that they need to make sure that they continue to change the world. So it was a great experience. It was challenging to come up with just a few to recognize this year, but we were glad to be able to recognize others through the honorable mention process and look forward to the applications continuing to grow and the number of women we get to honor year after year continuing to grow because you're all doing amazing things. And there was one daughter that I was going to have an opportunity to recognize today myself, and that's Rebecca Fitzpatrick. You can read a little bit more about her in the program, but she's in the process of growing another daughter or son. She's 8 months pregnant, and she lives far away from the city, and she's taking care of her other family members and herself, and making sure that she can continue to change the world through her parenting as well. So it's too bad she isn't able to be here today, but so honored to be here with all of you who are, and thank you for continuing to make a difference in your ways. And on behalf of the committee, we are just so inspired by the work that each of you is doing. And if you can think of a woman, daughter who needs to be honored next year, it's never too early to start thinking about who you want to nominate as well. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Sarah. That must have been one large task to accomplish. We are now moving into our awards portion. So, but first, before we do, as Sarah was saying, some of the awardees could not be here today. As explained, Rebecca Fitzsimmons is about to have a new baby. She, of course, is 600 kilometers away, so she won't be able to be here. But she was chosen as an inspiration for an advocate for a new generation of families who have chosen to live and raise families in rural Alberta. She created a licensed preschool for her local school, and implemented the Food for Thought program, recognizing the difficulty of children being on school buses early in the morning for long trips, having a good breakfast. As well, Christina Nsaliwa is a strong advocate of human services and an inspirational mentor for women. Executive Director of Edmonton Immigrant Services Association, Christina's expertise in cross-cultural communication, anti-racism, and prevention of family violence has earned her respect and trust from so much of the community. And of course, Laura Smith, who will be here as well, has been a source of motivation and courage for over 600 students wanting to improve English proficiency. That's my creed. Proficiency. She is part of the Catholic Social Services Core Skills Healthcare Aid Program team. Her ability to recognize each student's individual life story makes her special to her students and special to many other people as well. So, we'll move right along to our first Daughter of the Year presentation. We'll have presenter Miriam Thomas and the Daughter of the Year, Mona Gill, come up, please. And I will read the bio for each Daughter of the Year. Mona Gill came to Edmonton in 1991. A few years later, she left an abusive marriage with her daughter and determined to make a good life for them both. 3 years later, she became the first Sikh female police officer. Today, she leads support groups at Wynn House and Multicultural Women and Senior Services Association, and mentors women leaving abuse. She speaks on honor-based crime and makes time to host a Punjabi radio show about rights and law. Mona puts herself out there in the community, filling hearts with hope and optimism, says Sophia Yakub, who has worked with her for several years. Miriam Thomas, chair of the Indo-Canadian Women's Association, will present the award.
Thank you very much. It's a great honor and a great responsibility. It's really humbling. I'm not going to take much of a time. I just saw a quote that said, "The question isn't who's going to let me, it's who's going to stop me." It's by Anne Ryan. And that's what I want everyone here to teach their daughters. Don't tell them that they cannot do something because it's not for girls, but encourage them to do whatever they choose to do in life. It may not be something that may not be the traditional way of going, but at least they're paving the path for other women, just like all of us over here. They may encounter defeats, but they will not be defeated. And it's necessary sometimes to encounter defeat, so you know who you are, what you can rise from, and how can you still come out of it. That's something Maya Angelou says all the time, and I really believe in that. I have had the opportunity to have great mentors in my life who've helped me come to this spot in my life and achieve the things I have. And I would like to thank them, and I would like to thank all of you over here and the organizers for giving me the honor of being the Daughter of the Year. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. I'll ask presenter Sonia Bitar to come to the front, and also our next Daughter of the Year recipient, April Lamb. April Lamb is a gifted athlete, just returned from the Canada Summer Games. She excels in several sports, especially swimming, and will be representing Alberta in the 2014 National Special Olympics. She has been named Global TV's Athlete of the Week and won 2 silver and 4 gold medals in the Special Olympics Provincial Games this spring. A great teammate and motivating peer, her careful observation, hard work, perseverance, and dedication have contributed to improving the standards of training environments for young players. When not in sports, April loves to spend time with her little niece and her 97-year-old grandfather. Sanya Bitar, former citizenship judge and current candidate, War 11, will present the award.
Thank you for this wonderful honor. I was at the Canada Summer Games 2 weeks ago and I won this gold medal in the 50-meter backstroke. It's the first gold medal won by a female since Special Olympics joined the Canada Games in 2001. I would also like to thank my wonderful coaches, Justin and Nathan, and my family and friends who have always been there to support me from the beginning. Thank you.
Very good. Justin, mid, take a stand. Let's see you. All right. Very good. I'd like to call up presenter Linda Duncan. And our next Daughter of the Year award, Shawnay McRorie. Shawnay McRorie is a dynamic young woman who lives the culture of human rights and received a Human Rights Award from John Humphrey Center. She works with children and adults who live with disabilities using her dance background to do this in both iDance and Ballerina Dreams, for example. At her school, Shawnay spearheaded inclusion initiatives and spends time to support peers with challenges. Shawnay is a natural leader who, quote, walks the talk every day, unquote, and is changing the landscape in understanding the practice of honoring human rights throughout the community. MP Linda Duncan of Edmonton Strathcona will present the award.
There you go. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Let me start by thanking those who nominated me for this meaningful award. I would like to thank my family for instilling strong values and strength. I am honored to accept the Daughter of the Year award, but not without recognizing the why. Why I am passionate about meaningful and responsible inclusion for those who live with a disability. It's you, TJ and Jesse, who have been my greatest teachers, and I thank you for that. And my sisters.
TJ and Jesse, please. Over here. Awesome. I'll call Bertrand Bhatia, Didar Panu up here as presenters for our next Daughter of the Year awards, Andrea Payne and Corissa, how do I say that? I just don't want to say it wrong and then I'm embarrassed. Tymafichuk. Okay, so I have the wrong accent. Yeah. Okay, very good. Payne and Tymafichuk, Corissa and Andrea are grade 10 students from Paul Kane High School on a mission to help survivors of human trafficking regain their freedom and rights and be able to live with dignity. This spring, their leadership skills turned a small school project into a citywide community walk, Free to Walk, attended by thousands to stop human trafficking. They are active in local theater as well as Texas Parliament. Did I say that right? Texas Parliament, a provincial model youth parliament. Andrea and Corissa are exemplary models of youth about the importance of involvement with democratic institutions. Their awards are being presented by Bertrand Bhatia and Didar Panu, two of the founders of Daughters Day, each with a lifetime of public service. There you go.
Thank you. We are so honored to be named Daughters of the Year. We wouldn't be here without the help and support of Payne High School, their Social Justice League, our families, and the rest of our amazing community.
Human trafficking is a big issue with little awareness. It is modern-day slavery and a crime against basic human rights. Men, women, and children can all be victims of human trafficking, being forced into labor for little or no pay.
We are so passionate about putting an end to this issue. The two of us are so grateful for the many opportunities that we have had to raise awareness about this cause, including here today at the Daughters' Day celebration.
Congratulations to our fellow recipients of this award, and a big thanks to everyone here for your encouragement and empowerment towards women of all ages. It is truly an inspiration. Thank you.
I would like to call up Dr. Jody Abbott for our next Daughter of the Year Award, April Wiberg. The cause of missing Aboriginal women could not have found a more committed, visionary activist than April Eve Wiberg. She is founder of Edmonton's Stolen Sisters Awareness Walk, a grassroots movement to help put pressure on the government and its agencies, like the RCMP, to do more to investigate these crimes. The walk is held in conjunction with the Sisters in Spirit annual event in Edmonton. Quote, Ms. Wiberg is a rare gem of professionalism, compassion, dedication, and commitment to humankind, including her tremendous work with and for the Stolen Sisters Awareness Movement, says a friend. A proud member of the Mikisew Cree First Nation, April lives in Edmonton with her young daughter. Dr. Jody Abbott, president of Northwest College, and recently named as one of this year's University of Alberta Distinguished Alumni, is presenting the award.
Hi everyone, thank you. This is my daughter Kimmy Mila, and she goes everywhere I go, literally. So thank you. Receiving this award, well, even the nomination was a huge honor, a big surprise. And I wanted to say thank you to Paula Carmen for your nomination. I'd like to dedicate this award to the missing and murdered women, and for those that are vulnerable and still at risk. Anytime you represent your community, it's a huge honor. I'd like to thank two of my biggest supporters, Dale and Muriel. Muriel, I'm not sure where you are. I know you're out there in New York. Thank you, Muriel. I'd also like to thank my family that's here today with me, my mother Lucy, my great aunt Mary, my nieces Denise and Drew, and my partner Russell. Thank you for being here. When I was a little girl growing up in southern Saskatchewan, discrimination against Aboriginal people was openly accepted. As a child, it was a very frightening and heartbreaking experience. I would have never thought then that there would be an event like Daughters' Day, which would recognize women and girls who spoke out against this horrible discrimination against all different types of people. So thank you to all for this day. It's been a beautiful day in more ways than one. Thank you. Hi.
I'd like to call up Rosemarie Tremblay for the next Daughter of the Year Award to Linda Winski. Linda Winski's family life, work, and commitment to social justice all express her love for others. Quote, race, education, religion, social status, and gender play no part in Linda's evaluation of people. Recalls, Anne-Marie Venn, who worked with Linda at the Roman Catholic Social Justice Commission. She has worked with people in Edmonton's urban core community since 2005. With Inner City Pastoral Ministry, Linda has deep family commitments as well, raising her son as a single parent, having a dependent adult foster sister live with her, and staying in close contact with her mother in a long-term care facility. Rosemarie Tremblay is presenting Linda's award. And Rosemarie Tremblay is a community volunteer and member of the Daughters Aid.
Like the other award winners, I feel deeply honored and deeply humbled by this recognition. And I thank also the creators of this day, because it is so important that we both celebrate women and girls, but that we also not forget that gender discrimination is still alive and well in many forms in our city and in our world, and we need to work together to eliminate that. I've had the wonderful privilege, and you can tell by my gray hair that I'm the oldest one here, I think, but I've had the wonderful privilege over many years to be involved in promoting justice for women in various contexts, on various committees, and with so many people who are committed to working for justice, and many of you are in the audience as well. I'm both proud of the accomplishments that we have made, but I am just dismayed at the gender discrimination that continues. But not to get discouraged, because sometimes I remind myself that it's less than 100 years ago that we were even declared as persons. So we've come quite a ways in that short time. I hope that each of us will go from here with a commitment to recognize women and men, both as created equally, both as deserving of any opportunity to become the fullness of the person that they are intended to become. And I ask that each of you, if you encounter gender discrimination in whatever form it takes, whether it's in language or in action, that you dare to confront it and say that it's not okay. And in the words of Anne Frank, how wonderful it is that nobody needs to wait a single moment before starting to improve the world. Got that powerful?
What a way to end a speech. Very powerful indeed. Ladies and gentlemen, let's have a round of applause for our Daughters of the Year.